There we go. So it's been a day or two since I've started laying this out in my spare time. When I get a gap, we jump into the food garden here, and what's to become the food garden. Anyway, so as you can see here, I'm just finishing up my main line, which is going to sort of cut into this corner here and come down straight over there. So what we're doing here is taking the water from a thicker line to a thinner line. This is a 25 millimeter line, and this is a 15 millimeter water line. And what's happening is going from thicker to thinner creates water pressure, and that enables us to then put a whole bunch of little dripper sprinklers all along this pipeline, and slowly they're going to irrigate just the roots of whatever we plant up in these beds. Now, the idea or the reason why we only want to water the roots is because if we get water in amongst all the leaves and foliage of especially our vegetable crops, you're looking for pests and all sorts of fungal diseases that build up in that little moisture spot. So I'm going to jump in here, connect the last few bits and bolts, and I'll give you some close-ups and drag you along. Stick around and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Right everybody, so let me just quickly walk you through our irrigation we've been putting in here for our food garden. And as you can see, we start off with a new tap I've put in here specifically to water my food garden, and then straight from the tap I'm going into a little computer, just a plain irrigation computer from Gardena, and this guy basically allows me to set when I'd like my garden to get water. So according to a timer, it'll release water or make water available to our irrigation system. Straight from there, I'm going into the 25 millimeter thick pipe. This is our sort of main line in this food garden, and this thick line will travel to each of the growing beds. And then we've got these lovely little drippers, or these drip sprinklers. They're also known as nipples, and these guys are used to regulate how much water we're allowing to flow into our garden bed. And so these will be going in every 30 centimeters along on our 15 millimeter pipe, and slowly over time they're going to drench our beds nice and wet, full of lovely water to grow some beautiful vegetables. And that's it, quick and easy. I have a beautiful, reliable irrigation system that's not going to wet the foliage of my plants, and it's going to make very sure that they have more than enough water right at the roots where it's the most needed. Lovely. Thank you again for joining me on my little trip around building our irrigation on our food garden. Remember, this is episode 2 of a series on our food garden. And yes, thank you for spending some of your day with me, Moolman, the garden guy. Until next time, happy gardening and happy food garden growing.